Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about how to call microservice in Web API Gateway. Okay, and before that, see this architecture. Web API Gateway port number is 4000. Okay, so 4000. I think wrong. Yeah, sorry. See this. So in our example, common API port number is 4000, Web API gateway 5000, microservice is 6000. Okay. So here common API means it will have only connection parameters that belongs to MongoDB connection parameters or MySQL connection parameter that depends upon your database. Okay. And function or API for getting connection parameters. And Web API gateway means validations and calling the microservice. Microservice means so DB connection string. So in this microservice, we will write one function which will be used to get the DB connection parameters from common API, which port number is 4000. Okay, and according to the requirement, we will write API method. Okay, so in previous session, we have created API template for microservice, and we have written some small test API, and that test API we call that test API in Web API Gateway. Okay. See, this is our training session folder. In this common API, okay, so this is the common API, and Web API Gateway. So this is Web API Gateway, and department microservice. Okay, so I have opened all these API templates: common API, Web API Gateway, and microservice. So okay, so now here coming to this Excel sheet, here in this session we will discuss about DB connection. Okay, so this is microservice. So if you execute this, I am getting connected to this port number. Okay, so now we will start to write DB related code. First of all, here in this src folder, create one .ts file that is called dbconnection.ts. Okay, and import mongoose from mongoose, and import mysql from mysql to. Okay, and here see this package.json. So install that package as npm mysql2. Mongoose, and here write one function mongoose function mongo connection. URL. Okay, so this URL we will fetch from common API. Okay, so in this config.json, this is the URL. Okay, so this URL we will get from common API in microservice. So, mongoose dot connect URL error. If any error comes, then console.log not able to connect MongoDB. Okay, so if you want to know what type of error comes, then you can write error message. Okay, and next else console.log web API gateway console.log in else block connected to MongoDB. Okay, and which database you have connected in MongoDB. If you want to know that, then connected to MongoDB and database name. Okay, so see that URL where it is. See, okay, if you use split function, then with the separator of this forward slash, then in third position database name will come. Okay, so I am using URL dot split method and 3. Okay, so this is for MongoDB connection string code. Okay, so if any error comes, then it will go to this display not able to connect MongoDB. Okay, and if you want to display the message, then you can display the message. Sorry. Okay, and I am exporting this function by using export keyword so that I can use this function in anywhere. Next, so let db pool, and this is to be export, and export function MySQL connection, and here you can use params and db pool equal to mysql dot create connection, create pool of params. Okay, these params we will get from this common API, and db pool dot get connection of error connection and if any error comes, then simple not able to connect MySQL. Okay, and no error is there, then use this else block and connect it to MySQL. Okay, and here if you want to know the database name means, see this here database. Okay, so params.database. Params.database. Yeah, params.database. Okay, now go to here. So import. So here in this department microservice, I want to call this API method. Okay, get config details. Okay, so how can I call that API method? By using Axios npm. Okay, and call that install that npm, and here import, or else you can write directly function async function get connection details, and in this function use await axios.post okay, post of http localhost, and what will be the port number in common API. So 4000. Okay, so 4000 slash, what will be that method name? Take that method name and dot, then so in this block, if you get any data, then it will be stored in result variable. Okay, so if you are getting any result from this get config API method, then that result you have to pass these two functions. One function is MySQL connection, another one is Mongo connection. Okay, so await Mongo connection. Okay, so if I use that function, if I write that function, automatically it will be imported. That's why I didn't write import statement. And result dot config, so result dot config data. In this key name we will get the data. Okay, so result dot config data dot, and in this config data for Mongo connection, this is the key name. Okay, so I am passing that key name to this function, and so in result dot data dot, okay, so in result array, okay, sorry, this one is function, I think object. In this result data will be the object, in that object config data, in that MongoDB connection will be there. Okay, this, in this we will have MongoDB URL. Okay, and await MySQL connection. See, MySQL connection method automatically imported. So here result dot data dot okay config data. See this. So here this is the key name config data. Config data dot MySQL connection. So that is the this is the MySQL connection. Okay, and I want to call this function. Okay, so now npm start. Errors. So go to the node modules, mongoose, and types query dot this one. Again execute. Okay, so I didn't execute this common API, that's why we are getting error. And npm start. Okay, remember this one. So before going to execute microservice, you need to execute common API. Then only these credentials we can fetch. Okay, otherwise we can't. So now again npm start. See, so we are able to connect to MongoDB and database name is test. Okay, MySQL database name is test. Okay, see why this common API is so important means, see here I have multiple databases. Okay, suppose I want to connect particular database, that means table structure and procedure all are same. Okay, so in that case I want to connect specified database means if I change here database name, it will be applicable to entire application. Okay, see in MySQL I want to connect HANU database. Okay, so here HANU and execute this common API. Oh, shit. npm start and again execute microservice. See, MySQL database name is changed. Okay, and if you want to test MongoDB also, you can test. Here also HANU database is there. So go to the common API and here if you change the database name, then entire application is redirected to that particular database. See, database name is changed. Okay, so not only database. So if you develop one application, okay, so that will be there is a situation like you need to host that application in multiple servers. Okay, so multiple clients will be there. If you want to give that application to multiple clients, then you can give that you can host that entire application in multiple servers, and here in this common API if you change that credentials, then that entire application will be work as per this credential. Okay, so this is about common API, common DB connection in microservice. Okay, and one more thing is here, how can I know this? These credentials will be available in this result.data means you can check console.log of result, okay, or else see, this is the result, okay. So in this, what you are getting, just observe this. See, in this data key is there. In that I can get status 200 message success, and in that config data key name, under this config data key name, MySQL credentials will be there, MongoDB credentials will be there. Okay, so MySQL credentials, this is object format. If you want to know exact MySQL connection, what it does, okay, so just result dot data and config data dot MySQL connection. Okay, now again execute it. See, now we can able to get MySQL credentials. Okay. So from this, if you display the console.log or by using debugging also, you can able to see what exactly result variable contains. Okay.